YouTube, now welcome back to the video. I know this took a while, and I know y'all was like, bro, when's he gonna drop the polishing vid? But here it is finally. So this cast right here was actually a failed cast, but I was like, you know what, I don't want to gatekeep forever. I don't want to hold them any longer. Let me just go ahead and drop the polishing vid. So I'm gonna show you how to polish. Now when it comes to polishing, there's no one size fits all. You can do it many different ways with many different chemicals, compounds, and processes, but I'm gonna show you this one process that I've been doing lately that I think is pretty decent. I will be upgrading it because I feel like it could be a lot better, but if you're a professional jeweler and you got some tips down below and you're just watching this video for some reason, drop it down below. But if you're not and you like me, where you're kind of like in a starting phase but not really starting phase, go ahead and watch the video and then we can go ahead and keep it pushing. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, so starting from the tip top, because I don't know why, but when most people show you how to polish grills or jewelry, they always start when it's like a finished piece and somebody just brings it in because they want it to be a little bit more shiny than what it is. I'm going to show you from when you first take it out the darn investment and it looks like a bunch of crap. Now, like I said, this was a failed piece. It didn't really cast all the way because I was like on a time crunch that day and I tried to just pour the metal in and the metal wasn't fully, molten. So it didn't really reach the casting the mold when it was in the investment. So that's why it's a failed piece. But I thought it looked kind of cool, so I was like, let me just go ahead and polish it up anyway. Right now, I'm starting out by switching out one of these cutting discs I have. And you can get this whole pack I have from Walmart, believe it or not. So if you don't have a Walmart, I'll put some links in the description for you. But pretty much that Walmart pack is going to really set you up for like the beginning things that you may need. Now this right here is called a flex shaft motor. I don't think you can get this at Walmart, but I'll leave a link in the description for that too. But you can use a Dremel from Walmart, but it got to be like one of the higher voltage or higher powered ones, because the little handheld one sometimes isn't really strong enough to really get the cut off the supports that are on this little piece here. So I've tried it before and it'll just like get very, very hot and then it kind of freezes up and then doesn't work for some time. So it's kind of annoying. So just get you a flex shaft and you should be okay. But if you don't want to do that, don't. So unfortunately throughout this video is going to be blurred at some parts, like kind of like right now. But as you see, I'm just cutting off the supports from the actual model that I want to, polish up. You can do this slowly, man. You don't have to go all fast and cut your fingers off. You can definitely cut your fingers off. So just do it slowly and thoroughly. Now I'm using little rubber silicone fingertips because it does get hot. It is metal, so any friction applied to the metal will translate to you. So instead of feeling that, you can use some like cowhide. So I've seen some people use leather to hold it, but get you some rubber fingertips because it makes it easier to hold it. Now this is probably one of the most transformative parts here. So you're going to get yourself a white stone. This is like a white stone disc. They come in a lot of different ways, but most people only see it in this form, which is like a white stone disc. Get this one and also get a dental white stone burr. So the difference is that the dental white stones, they kind of come in various sizes that are way smaller, and it kind of helps you reach the other parts of the teeth that you can't normally get because the small grooves, like the interproximal areas between the teeth and stuff like that. So yeah, get both. As you're doing this, polish all the supports down to the point where it looks like, how it's supposed to look, but also polish over the whole model as well, just so you can kind of get everything evened out, especially if you're doing like a resin casting or like a wax casting. Sometimes you have like, little bubbles on it. Go ahead and just polish everything down, including the supports, until it looks pretty even. Just to reiterate, there is no one way to polish things. You can use this probably with a sandpaper, just a big behind sander. You could probably do as many different ways. I'm just showing you the way that I was taught and also the way that I've kind of found works best for me, and some of the things that I've kind of switched up a little bit to make it work. So yeah, do whatever you feel comfortable with, but I'm just showing you my way once again. So this is pretty much what it looks like after you're done using a white stone. It looks kind of stupid with the number 1 on there. I end up taking that off later, but everybody told me, just take it off, bro. It looks dumb. It look better without the 1, so I just took it off. So yeah, but this is what it looks like with the white stone. From here, you're gonna go ahead and get rubber wheels. I actually don't have them, but you want to get rubber polishing wheels and use that after you use the white stone, but I don't have it. So after you're done using the white stone and the rubber polishing wheels, coarse and fine, you want to go ahead and place everything in a tumbler. Now the tumbler pretty much helps get all those white stone scratches off, and kind of helps refine what the rubber polishing was we're trying to do. Now inside the tumbler I have tumbler shot. These are like steel shots, and they kind of just rub against the metal, and they all rub together, and they basically just make everything, like I said, one flat smooth surface. This kind of helps you with the next process when you're going to do the compound and buffing and all that kind of crap. And you know, it's really helpful. Like I said, everything will be linked down in the description below, so if you need any of these craps, I got it down below. This is not an actual jeweler tumbler. They have jewelry tumblers and rock tumblers. This one happens to be a rock tumbler, but my broke behind thought it'll be the same thing. And funny enough, it kind of is. It's not that much of a difference from what I saw. So go ahead and get you one of these cheap ones. It's good for the time being, and then you can upgrade later on when you got the money. Now, if you're taking another look at the settings, you also see it says days and speed. Personally, I've never left it in there for a day. I've left it in there for about an hour max, but you can leave it up in there for about 30 minutes and it'll be also fine as well. Put the speed to 3. I put it on 1 just to test it out, but 3 is pretty much what I use. After I let it sit in there for about 30 minutes to an hour, I pretty much just take it out, and then we're going to get into the next steps. But here's what it looks like right out the tumbler. This is no polishing, it's right out the tumbler. I did take off the number 1, like I said, because it looks like crap, but yeah. I wanted to show you guys another look of it outside, just in like better lighting. Here's what it looks like straight out the tumbler. Pretty decent, right? If you wanted to, you could. I wouldn't sell it like that, but if you wanted to, you probably could. But you know, it needs to be a little bit more shiny. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I then take it to my little rotary polish. I forgot the name of this thing, but it's like the rotary polishers. You want to definitely wear a mask, and you definitely want to wear some eye protection, because these things be flying all over the place, especially when they're new. Now, the yellow one is a coarse one, and the white one is a finer one. Now, this big chalk looking thing in my hand is called compound. There's different types of compound, which I have yet to use, and on this, like, I only tested this white one and a gray one, and the gray one's more coarse and the white one's more fine. But my jewelry instructor when I was in school said I only use the white one because it doesn't matter. I don't know how true that is. That's the point where I want to test out and start doing some more testing out with compounds, but I don't know. If you know a little bit more about that than I do, let me know in the description, or in the comments down below. When polishing your grills or anything, or any type of jewelry that you have in your hand, you want to do it underneath the polisher, and you don't really want to go too high, because it could flick it out your hand and fling it across the room. It's happened to me a couple of times. It slapped me in the face a couple of times. It sucks and it's kind of annoying. So you also don't have to push too hard. Just let the wheel do the work, and you're just kind of rubbing it into it, okay? Also, I know it looks like my wheel is mad wobbly. I'm telling you, for some reason, it's not. It just looks like that on video. When I seen it in person, it was mad straight. Or maybe, hey, maybe it was, and the video's actually telling the truth and my eyes aren't. So who knows? But it wasn't really flying off or anything, so I think we're good. After about a minute or two, I go over to the next side and do the same thing. So I had one instructor that was like, oh, dip it in ultrasonic and then take it back out, you know, steam it off and then do the fine side and then do the same process about ultrasonic again. And I was like, that seems kind of redundant. So I just go from the yellow one to the white one. Now, this is an ultrasonic cleaner. It uses high frequency waves in order to get like a whole bunch of gunk and dirt off your jewelry. A lot of people use this just to clean their jewelry, but I'm also using this to clean the compound off the jewelry that I just put on there, because you don't really need all that compound on there. So I set it to about 8 minutes. I don't know how long, if there's a specific time you're supposed to set it to, but I don't think it matters that much. I have it in a bag because I just use ultrasonic cleaner for a lot of different things, and I put a lot of different liquids in there. So I don't want to just keep exchanging liquids out the ultrasonic. I just put it in a Ziploc to make it easier. Now, when it comes to the liquid for the ultrasonic, you can use water or any other type of cleaning solution for jewelry, but I'm using Shine Bright and some water, but I don't really think it's too important. From here, you go straight to the steamer to steam off any other leftover compound residue. And then you just blast that bit. You just gonna blast it. You're gonna keep blasting it. You're gonna blast it with some steam like that. You're gonna blast that bit. Blast it again. Keep blasting it till you get all that stuff up off there, man. Keep blast that thing again. Blast it again. You're gonna keep blasting it. And then when it looks all clean, you're pretty much good to go. Then you can go on to the next step. Alrighty, now you're pretty much at the final step. We're gonna use the felt cotton polishing tips. This one right here is a coarse one. This is the felt one, I believe. And you just let the darn burr do the work. You're not gonna push on it too crazy. You're just gonna let the burr do the work. So you're gonna let it polish it on up for about, let's say, a minute, maybe a minute 20. Then you go to the roundish looking one, and you can see it's kind of getting kind of shiny, right? Looking kind of good. And then after another little minute 20, you're gonna go to the final one, and it's like the boss level. And then, like I said, this whole time you're letting the polisher do the work. You're not pushing on it. You're not trying to grind it down to like a nub or nothing. You're just letting the polisher go over it all soft and gently. And then you end up with something like this. Yes, you got yourself a lovely succulent concubine. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Now, I think that thing look good, you feel me? It looks shiny. Now, the only thing is, at some angles, it looks somewhat dull, and I kind of hate that. But I think if I used the rubber wheel, it would have looked a lot better. Couldn't really get all those little bit of scratches out, but the rubber wheel makes a huge difference, man, so don't sleep on those. I just didn't have it for this video, but I ended up buying it later. But yeah, man, I appreciate the DMs. I love you guys talking to me in the DMs, asking for help, telling me you enjoy the videos. And if you would like a grill and you like this one here, go ahead and DM me. You can get it popping. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, enjoy the rest of my videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.